Welcome to Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis. This is Crypto Connie, and we are talking with Gerald Celente, the founder and publisher of Trends Journal. And today, we're going to talk about something pretty important, Saudi Arabia.
Well, this is something really to tune into because they had a palace purge. They have a 32-year-old crown prince.
No.
A princess kissed a frog, and the frog became a prince. You know how there is. What crown prince? There's a mafia that began in the 1930s, and it's one of the most repressive nations on earth. Oh, they're going to give women the right to drive this coming June. Isn't that great? They beheaded over 100 people already this year. They're a very violent nation. They launched war against Yemen because they don't like the people running it, and they're fighting the Houthis, which have been in Yemen for over 1,000 years. But anyway, this crown prince, now remember, he started this war 2 years ago. Actually, they launched it from the United States, from Washington, D.C., the Saudi ambassador. The United States is very involved in this. We've sold them over $400 billion worth of weapons. Oh. And Yemen is the poorest nation in the Middle East. And this year, over 500,000 Yemeni children are going to die as a result of this massacre going on. That doesn't make the news at all. So going back to what's going on, they had a palace purge. They arrested princes, they arrested government officials, they arrested business people, and this crown prince is taking over. His father, they say, is very ill, and this 32-year-old is going to be the head of the country. Now, I wasn't, born, under a rock. I grew up in the Bronx and Yonkers. I've been around a little bit. 30 years old. I was basically, not in any shape to run a country. Just about, being able to make it on my own was a tough trip, At 30 years old, you don't have the knowledge, the wherewithal, the experience, the depth of life to run your own life, let alone another country. And that's what's going on now. This guy, they're the ones that went into Syria. They along with Obama and France and the UK overthrew Gaddafi in Libya. They've been causing turmoil throughout the Middle East. Now with this latest palace purge, they also announced that Iran and Lebanon have declared war against Saudi Arabia, which they never have. And they're building up the military even bigger. Matter of fact, just last week, the United States sold them another $7 billion worth of armaments. So what's going on in Saudi Arabia, that's one of the reasons why you're seeing oil prices go up. Saudi Arabia has a financial crisis on their hands. When all else fails, they take you to war, whether it's there or anywhere else. They need oil at $100 a barrel for their government to stay even, to balance the budget. That's what they rely on. You look at the chart of income coming in from Saudi Arabia and oil, it's now below where it was in 2006. So this destabilization and the warmongering going on, this could be very big. It goes back to, by the way, why Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are also rising, is because people in a lot of these countries see danger ahead and are looking for safe haven assets. My generation was gold. The younger generation, particularly millennials, is crypto.
Yes, I agree.
So it's all tied together. As again, the globalnomic methodology, all things are connected. People don't have, this is a headline from the Financial Times, Monday, November 27th. Saudi Crown Prince pledges to rid world of Islamic terrorism. So an amateur would read that. A person who only reads headlines and don't know the facts. Hey, who are the people that created Al Qaeda and funded them, and all of these other radical Islamic groups? Saudi Arabia, the United States, what they did in Libya to overthrow Gaddafi. That's who they put in there. That's why you have all this destabilization going on in other parts of Africa, Northern Africa, because after these crazy people overthrew Gaddafi, and the United States, Saudi Arabia, and the Arab League gave them all the armaments and money to do it, then they sent them also over into Syria. They're going to do away with them? They're the ones that created it. But they don't put that in the paper. And by the way, all those people that love Jimmy Carter, yeah, Jimmy Carter, that's the guy that gave us the Mujahideen. Remember that guy's name by bin Laden? Yeah. People don't know, forget that too. They have attention deficit disorder. They put together these radical groups to get the Russians out of Afghanistan in the late 70s and early 80s. So now this guy's going to be a crusader against terrorism? Islamic, when they created it? I'm saying what's going on in the Middle East is reaching an explosion point. Because now that they've been defeated in Syria, the Islamics, that the United States and the Arab League supported, they've been defeated in Iraq. Now that's what just happened in Egypt. These people, these crazy people that the United States and others armed, they're on the loose. They're going anywhere they can. So that's why it's spreading to other places in Africa and other places in the Middle East.
Well, it's interesting that you say all that, because you're right. I'm not hearing anything about that, because I'm hearing about people that have had sexual, these sexual harassment problems from years back, and I'm hearing about how people, hate the president. I'm not hearing anything about this. This is news.
And that's why, that's what the Trends Journal is. That's the kind of work that we do, because there's no media left. 6 corporations own 90% of the broadcast media. The newspapers are dead. They've been bought out by private equity groups. If you could, from Kingston to Austin, the papers are almost identically the same, except for maybe 1 or 2 or 3 local stories. There are no feet on the beat anymore. There are no reporters. All of the Wall Street Journal, they shrunk it over 40% in just the last year by firing people. People aren't reading anymore. So it's very hard to get hard news. That's why I get the Financial Times. I get it delivered. And it's a trip. It's very hard to get, but I need information from around the world. And of course I get many other publications as well. But no, the media is dead. It's stupid, it's dumbed down. It's like you said, 40 years ago, this guy hit on me, and okay, great.
I know. I remember in journalism, I graduated University of Kentucky, and I kind of got a film and psychology and broadcast television and all sorts of things all wrapped up into one. But when I was taking journalism classes, I'll never forget, they were talking, hey, if you want to make a lot of money and if you want a wonderful view from your office, then you do what is called yellow journalism and you work for the National Enquirer. If you want to do hard news and get the truth out there, you be objective and you're not going to make a lot of money, but you're going to, get that message across. It was all about this integrity of getting the message across unbiased and objectively. And I guess, nowadays it's kind of turned around where it's just yellow journalism, but they call it real news.
I go on to CNN. I got to look at everybody, what they're saying. And I'm looking at all of a sudden a picture of this Anderson Cooper pops up every 18 seconds. I got to look at this guy. This guy'd be nobody if his mother wasn't a Vanderbilt. Let's get this straight, Junior. I mean, who are these people? A bunch of little clowns. It's a freak show. Oh, look, I've been on everybody. From Oprah, the Today Show, Good Morning. I used to be on everyone. I know what goes on over there. It's disgusting now. And what you were talking about when you were going to school, and then when I was in college, it was a big deal to get into journalism because of what happened with Watergate. and how proud the people were that there was a fourth estate. The three being the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the congressional branch, and the fourth estate was the media to look and watch over those other three estates for we the people. That's gone. It's dead. It's over. And that's why broadcasts like yours, publications like mine, are the news that people could use so that they could see the future coming and not be taken off track by it and suffer from the negative elements, and they could prosper from seeing the positive developments.
Exactly right. That's Gerald Celente, everybody. I'm Connie Willis, and you're watching Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Join. Take a look at the links below. Join me and follow me on Steemit and make some money as you put some content out there. All right, everybody. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon here once again on Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis. Thank you, Gerald Celente.
3,